Hey, sports card fans, it's John Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Despite not being in the Hall of Fame, Pete Rose is still extremely popular within the baseball card hobby, and his prices reflect that. Card number 29 that I have picked up off of my 100 vintage baseball cards for $10,000 list is his 1966 Topps card. In terms of the cards from the 1960s that I have for Pete Rose, I am missing his rookie card from 63. That's going to be a big purchase for me if I ever do pick that card up. I do have his 64 and 65, which means I'm missing his 1967, 68, and 69 cards. Those three are on my 100 vintage baseball cards for $10,000 list, but they're fairly expensive even in the grades that I hope to acquire them in. So we'll see when I'll have the opportunity to pick them up. But in this video, I'm going to be showing off this 66 Topps card that I picked up. So I'm going to be turning the camera around, show that off, show what I paid, let you know what I paid for that card, and show off some of the other 1966 Topps cards that I have in my collection. So let's go check them out. All right, here it is. Picked this one up in a PSA 4. Liked the centering on it, the overall registration and image. It's another one of those Topps cards taken during spring training, but love the sleeveless main uniform with the red jersey underneath it. Just a classic shot of the Cincinnati Reds uniform from, I think, maybe the late 50s, early into the 1960s. Here's the back of the card, nice as well. Yeah, overall happy with it. You know, I keep saying PSA 4s for vintage cards, even for ones in the 1960s, depending on, you know, the price point. I just love them. Yeah, they're flaws, but I don't know. I just love the overall eye appeal of this. And we'll put that right there for a second here as I talk about it. Now, the 1966 set in general is not one of my favorites. It does have a basic design. You got the banner down at the bottom with his, you know, the player's name and position, and sort of an angled banner at the top left with the team name. But I don't know, just the 66 Topps just doesn't do a whole lot for me. There are some nice images of players that they use. So that makes the cards, some of the cards look better to me. But before I get into the numbers of this particular pickup, again, I said I'd show off some of the other 66 Topps cards I have in my collection. I don't have too many. I do have the Mickey Mantle, though. This one I had in my collection for many years. This was before I was concentrating on, you know, well-centered cards and stuff. It's only a Beckett 3. Hopefully someday this will be in a PSA slab. Definitely, you know, off center, but hey, it's a Mickey Mantle card. I don't anticipate ever upgrading this card to a more well-centered copy. There's you can see there's a crease there, but hey, it's a Mickey Mantle card, and I have it in my collection, so very happy with that. I do have the Yastrzemski card, of course, part of my playing days run of his. Love that smile of Yaz in that image. Then I also have the Ernie Banks. Really like that image. Yeah, it's just a portrait image of him, but I don't know. I think overall the card looks nice for an Ernie Banks card there. And I have the Jim Palmer rookie card. This is one where this was early on in building my vintage collection. I love the centering on it, but just got a PSA 4 because I was, you know, didn't have a whole lot of money, just trying to pick up cards as cheap as possible. It's honestly not, even though it's just a PSA 4, and I don't think his 5s or even 6s are that expensive. I don't think this is one I'm ever going to upgrade. I'm very happy with this copy here. Well centered, and just like that image there of Jim Palmer for his rookie card. Just a couple others here. I have a 65 ERA leaders with 2 Hall of Famers, Sandy Koufax and Juan Marshall. Picked this up at either the last National or the National before that. I forget. PSA 5 copy. I think I got this for dirt cheap. So decided to pick it up because it has these, league leaders cards are a very inexpensive way to get cards of Hall of Famers, and if you're lucky you can find one with multiple Hall of Famers, and this one happens to have 2. And the last one is the Hank Aaron. Yeah, the purple color banner, I don't know. This is maybe one of my least favorite Hank Aaron cards, although you can't go wrong with any Hank Aaron card. But yeah, so the 66 set is a hit or miss for me in general. Would love to know in the comments what you think about the 1966 Topps set in general. Is it one of your favorites, least favorite? Are there certain cards within the 66 set that you like over the others? All right, back to the card at hand, card number 29, the Pete Rose. So let's get into the numbers as I always do. By the way, in the description of this video, I will have a link to my Google Docs where I have the list of all 100 cards on this $10,000 list, what I had listed the grade and what I expected to have to pay for that grade. And then if it's a card that I've picked up, I also list the grade that I picked it up at and what I paid for the card in that grade, so you can follow along if you want. All right, so I had this card on my list in a PSA 5, and I thought I'd have to spend $85. And the prices I listed on there were purchase price, so it didn't include shipping and tax. I probably should, but at any rate, I figured around $85 I would have to pay for the just for the card in a PSA 5. Obviously, I dropped down to a PSA 4, and all in with shipping and tax, I paid $60. So not one of my greatest savings pickups so far off of my list, but I did save $25 by dropping down one grade. And again, that includes shipping and tax. So in terms of this PSA 4 copy, spending all in $60, how did I do for the PSA 4? On the low end, they sell for around $40, but I think most of them are copies that are a lot more off-center than this one here. On average, around $57, and on the high end, around $84. So my all-in cost of $60 is just a few dollars over the average selling price for a PSA 4. So all in all, I think I did pretty good. For the 29 cards so far that I've picked up on my list, for the grades that I had assigned and what I thought I would have to pay for those 29 cards, I thought I would have to pay a total so far of $2,625, but I've only spent $1,385 for a savings of $1,240. So again, in the comments, would love to know what you think about this 66 Topps Pete Rose card and the 1966 Topps set in general. And with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.